Right, everybody, let's go have a quick little peruse here in my neural quantum processor factory. And this factory basically just does one thing at a rate of, I think, 1.5 per minute. And this entire thing is set up for just that purpose. So let's have a little jog in here. So we got a bunch of stuff being delivered. Let's have a look here. So we got sand being delivered, coal, iron ingots, and then this is the outgoing. So there's a little parking lot, and we got a little sugar cubes coming in through here. And then we head up over to this little area, which is let's land somewhere. So as you saw in the intro, this is where our little converters are hanging around, and this one I actually quite like. I like this one quite a lot actually. And all that these pipes are is basically its output, which it's just then that's the inputs there. It's at the back. And the output in the back, basically I funneled it through this concrete or this steel pillars, and it just goes kind of like zigzag all the way through, and then around the back side you can see there's the pipe there in the background, and then it goes from there and kind of zigzags through there, and then it goes up to our quantum encoder, which we'll get to in a moment. But yeah, these ones came out really nice. I did a very similar variation of this little one here, but just on this side. But since I wasn't using the exotic matter, I just kind of went with a little different design. And these are just like little beam supports. These are a bunch of screens, or signs, and that I just kind of like threw together here and I made this like a small little blueprint just to easily stack them in there. And it came out quite nice. Kind of looks like a heat sink to some degree. But these guys are all looking exactly the same, and it's just because this one here is quite distinctive because of the exotic matter that I can funnel through those pipes. So that's definitely a design trick that I'll be using in the future again. Alright, coming down over here, we've got this little hallway, and these lights up here, I really like them. And all they are is, this is the new crossbeam that you get with 1.2, so everybody will be getting access to this pretty soon, in like a week's time or so. And it's just got a sign, a large billboard on the back, and you just kind of make like these little square patterns, which was quite nice, I think. And then again, just for wall decorations, I added the cross beams again, and you can see cross beams and standard H beams just all the way through. I added this little viewport here, which I think is kind of nice. It works out quite nice, especially because it's quite chunky, because it's quite thick, and it just gives it a little bit more of a meaty look to it. Anyways, right, pushing into our particle accelerator room here. This one's quite cool. So this one does, as you can see, diamonds at a rate of about 15 a minute. And this one looks out way over to there, and there's the video, or that's the building I'm going to do the next video on. So more on that a bit later. And this guy, yeah, just does diamonds, which then goes to our quantum encoder, which we'll go and check out in a moment. And this is the same design I used in the previous video. So I've got a couple of new designs. I've got about 2 more new designs that I can use for the particle accelerator. That's going to be quite cool, but I'll show you guys once that is completed. So I'm currently still working on them. But yeah, that's pretty nice. And then for those who are wondering why my floors are so nice and glossy, is it's a console code. Now you can have this on permanently, but it's going to chow your frame rate a little bit. And what it is just never mind the flickering. It's that code you can see on the bottom left hand side. R lumen reflection smooth bias 0.4. Now you can go up to like 1, but if you do 1, it just looks like the floor is just wet, like somebody just spilled a bucket of water here. So 0.4, 0.3, all those look kind of nice. Obviously, if you add lumen to the mix, then everything looks really snazzy. Right, let's go have a look at our quantum encoder. And what we can do is we can just go past these converters all the way to the back. And again, I've got the same light principle in here, or the light design, and it's just a little thinner. And I've got the beams in here just to add a splash of color in here as well. Alright, let's go on up to the second floor. There we go. So here you get another little window into the converters, so you can kind of just get like a little bit of a higher view of them, so you can see how that goes. And then this design here, you see this is where the exotic matter comes to, so that pipe that was kind of like, I don't think we can see it from here, but the one quantum converter, the pipe feeds into this area. And then here you can see we are doing our neural quantum processes at a rate of 1.5. And I've just got this circular section here, which is made up of a bunch of pillars, as you can see. Lovely little flickering there and sea fighting. And this guy just goes nuts and does his thing. And then I decided to make it open area so it can shoot out this little beam it does. So it's got like a clear line of sight and just go on and do its thing. And then just added a bunch of lights in here, and like you see, this is all just pillars. And so it's just done with the same circle method I do everything with. So this circle section at the back here, this one on top, this one around here, this is all the same one, it's just a variation of the same trick. And here you can see this is where the exotic matter comes in, so we can lock that up again. So let's go have a look at the back. And again, we've got a nice little hallway here. I think these hallways add some nice touch to the build. It makes it feel a little bigger, just a little bit more epic. Right, so the drone up there, which is on the roof right above me, feeds the supercomputers into this area, and then the trigons are being produced by the converters along with the diamonds, or time crystals, and this gets fed into the machine, which then produces the final product. And I've got a couple of access doors, so this one here, you can just kind of like come to the outside if you want to have a smoke break or something. And you can see there's the one that we did last time. That was for the milestone for the Mark 6 belts, and all the items being produced in there basically just is currently going to my central storage via that little drone port. So having a look at this building, it was a bit of a tricky one to build because it's got a lot of facets to it, and but I think it came out quite nice. So the original particle accelerators blueprint that I made was this massive circular blueprint. So I just decided to kind of lean into it and make it like a big cylindrical room, and I just added these little white supports in here just to give it a little bit more definition. But yeah, so if I have any excess exotic matter, which in this build I currently do, you can see use the drone port. I think it's probably off to the spire coast to go pick up some more supercomputers. But yeah, all the excess exotic matter goes into this container here, and then a fluid truck will come and pick it up, and that fluid truck will take it to that particle accelerator right there, and that will just convert it into dark crystals, I think it was, and then that just gets sunk. So that's just a way to get rid of all the excess materials that this factory produces, which then keeps it nice and efficient. And as you can see with the hallways that I made inside, you can clearly see into the build, which I think is a nice little touch to be able to stand outside and kind of look in and see what's going on. And that's pretty much it. There isn't really much to this build, but I think it's a nice little feature for this corner, and overall I'm quite happy with the way it came out. But that's it for this session. That's just a quick little video to showcase you guys exactly where we're at. And we've got 2 more buildings to do, and then we are completely done with phase 5. And then we'll move on to a completely new build, a new world that I've got planned, and it should be a rather exciting one and a very interesting one. But more on that a bit later. First of all, we need to finish phase 5, get all the space elevator parts sent up, and then I can actually finish the game for the first time in like 2,000-3,000 hours. Anyways guys, that's it from my side, and again I'd like to thank my patrons. Your guys' continuous support is what allows me to do what I do. And speaking of Patreon, feel free to go and have a look. There's a link in the description as well as the pinned comment. And if you don't want to do a monthly subscription, feel free to go check out the shop, and you can just purchase every item available to my patrons as individual ones without the need for a monthly subscription. But yeah, that's it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.